go. Hi, everybody. It's Jeanie and Cindy, and it's coffee chat time. And Jeanie, I see you have on an apron, and I'll bet you I know why.
Why do you think I have on an apron?
Because, Jeanie, I wonder if Joe knows how special he is and what a lucky man he is. Because,
Well, he should. I remind him of that every day.
yes, because Jeanie doesn't just make sure that his lunch is ready at noon. Oh, no. She has these menus that maybe from your bistro or whatever, but she tells me, for instance, Dennis might get a ham and cheese sandwich and tomato soup. Oh, no, not Jeanie. Tell us some of your menus with and share this with our women here because today's show is called Cooking with Love.
Thank you. And honestly, that's the key. It doesn't make, because if you make your husband a ham and cheese sandwich and tomato soup and you're doing it with your love in it, that's what comes through. And we talked about during the birthday segment about Curly and photography and how blessed bread actually sparkles. And when I had the bistro with the winery that we're now living in the winery, we made everything with love. And my son was our chef for a while, and he's just phenomenal. And we just did everything with love, and people can taste it.
Right.
But, for example, now today was a very simple thing because we just went through St. Patrick's Day. And so I had some really nice smoked sausage that I sauteed with some onions and some cabbage. And I put in, that Better Than bouillon. It's in a little jar. It's organic, and you get chicken, beef, or ham.
Okay.
And it's like a paste, and you put it in and add with it. So I put some ham stuff in there.
Okay.
And it was very simple, but it was delicious. But I'll do things like a caprese salad, and I'll use my own basil with fresh mozzarella and beefsteak tomatoes or cherry tomatoes, and put some extra virgin olive oil on it. And I use a fig balsamic vinegar, and I just make it look pretty. So I know that we eat with our eyes first. It's just, and everything we do, we bless it. I make a wonderful, easy, and we should post this thing, and I can find a picture of it too. It's called Texas Caviar.
Oh,
And
wow.
it's like it's like an appetizer or something, or whatever. But it's 3 cans of black beans. You drain them and rinse them. 3 cans of white corn, and then you chop a red bell pepper, a yellow bell pepper, an orange bell pepper, and then you chop up and seed green jalapenos and some onions. That's it. And then throw a bottle of Italian dressing over it. And you stand back because you will get trampled. It is good. You serve it with chips.
Okay, we're going to have that at the retreat.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll make it.
Texas Caviar. Okay.
Yeah, Texas Caviar.
All right.
I made a big thing for Joe's family reunion out at the lake in East Texas a couple of years ago. And everyone was kind of suspicious of it and just sat there. I'm like, okay, we'll see. All of a sudden, one of his cousins went over and he went, "What is this?" And he tasted it and he went, "Nobody, you're not going to like this at all." And I mean, he's guarding it. Oh, and you put cilantro in it too. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh. And so it's, it doesn't have to be fancy. It just has to be good. And you have love in it. That's it.
Yeah. When Dennis and I first got married, Jeanie, he mentioned that because I would cook things, right? And he would say, you need to cook with love. And I didn't know what that meant exactly because the way I was cooking was, when I make Mexican food, that's different. But just fixing things, because that's
just getting it done.
Yeah, my mother's culture. He said, when you make it with love, and it's true. And to the fact right now, Jeanie, I really don't like to eat out anymore.
No, we don't either.
Yeah.
We can do so much better at home. You know, we had our anniversary at the beginning of February,
Uh-huh.
and it was in the middle of the week. You know, Joe had worked all day. I'd been doing stuff for the retreat all day long, and we didn't want to have to drive 55 miles
Yeah.
and spend $150 and then drive back. And I said, you know what? Let me just make some chicken piccata, you know, with lemon
Ooh.
and little, you know,
Chicken
all kind,
piccata.
everything over some pasta. And I had bought some garlic rolls from our favorite little Italian place. And we had wine. And I mean, it was spectacular with the little capers and
Oh,
fresh
yeah.
parsley and stuff. And it was so gorgeous, you know, when you played it up and all of that. And I lit some candles. It was simple. I mean, it just didn't take me any time at all. But the point was, I was doing this to honor our love
Yeah.
and our marriage.
Right, right.
And it was better than anything we could have gotten anywhere else for real.
Isn't that
And
awesome?
my son does that too. He and his wife, you know, she is so funny because he is a real gourmet
Uh-huh.
and he has introduced her to so many things, you know, foods and stuff. She
Because
grew
of
up
his
in
mother.
a family, you know, from Louisiana and, you know, just meat and potatoes and
Sure.
shrimp.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, you know, he would do like these Brussels sprouts. Oh, I don't think I like Brussels sprouts. He went, just try this, you know, and he would
Uh-huh.
sear it and put, you know, in butter and put, you know, lemon, I mean, a white wine vinaigrette on it and stuff, white wine. Anyhow, and he makes all this food and they both look at each other and go, why are we going out to eat?
Yeah.
I mean, they'll grab a pizza or they'll, you know, bring
Yeah.
in Chinese if they're both exhausted because they both work really hard. But it's not the same, is it, Cindy?
No, it isn't. We've gotten into this cauliflower pizza. Um,
Oh, yeah, I love it.
but we dress it up. We
Mhm.
put artichokes on it and green olives and all kinds of things, mushrooms, and on that cauliflower. So it you can still create with something that's already created.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love that. And
And
then
I'm
what
not
was that
above.
thing you did this part? You said, I'm making Joe Parmesan chicken with an Asian something or rather. What was
Yeah,
that?
yeah, yes. Oh, I forgot about that yesterday. Yeah.
Oh,
I bought some chicken tenders and he also likes the dark meat chicken thighs. So I bought some boneless, skinless chicken thighs. And so I just dredged it, you know, you just dredge it in egg and then put panko or breadcrumbs or something and season it and
uh-huh.
dredge it in that. And I just pan fried it in some nice butter and olive oil. And and I had bought a bag of this Asian salad that was fabulous and it had sunflowers in it, but I added some more stuff to it.
Yeah,
And I
sure.
mean, it did not take 20 minutes to make it.
Yeah,
And
great. Hey, I got an idea.
okay,
We need to start a Be Now cookbook.
okay,
Wouldn't that be fun?
it would be.
And we will ask all our ladies to what's that easy thing that you make that your family just loves, right?
You
Because
know, years ago, my mother-in-law managed a pottery store and she had a book there that was in like a spiral thing, a binding. And this lady had put it together and it was called Yes, You May Have the Recipe.
oh,
And so what she did
uh-huh.
is everywhere she went, if she wanted, I mean, if she tasted something that was fabulous, she would ask them, may I have the recipe? And she would write the story about, you know, well, we were in this place or we were here, and here's what happened,
Uh-huh.
and give the recipe. Well, there was this one little old lady who had a cafe, and I want to say it was in Missouri or something, and they would always stop there and they would have her pecan pie. And there was something about this pie and she could not figure it out. And this lady was just like, nope, I'm not telling you. And so anyhow, she went back and the lady had retired and had closed the cafe and she hunted her down because it was a small town, you know, so knocked on the door. And she showed her, you know, her book and what she was doing. And she said, you know, now that you're not doing it and nobody is going to be competing with you, Can I please have that recipe? Well, the magic ingredient was black walnut extract in the pecan pie. And I
No,
have tried that, and girlfriend, you know, it is
no.
slap your mammy. Seriously. It's good.
Yeah,
I would love to have those kind of stories. Wouldn't it be
right.
great?
Sure. Well, actually, I've got one like that. I was going to Dallas from Shreveport. We lived in East Texas at that time. And there was a Mexican restaurant that we went into, and it was a delicious tortilla soup.
Mm.
And I looked at them, I said, do you have a recipe for this? And they did the same thing. Oh no, we're not giving you the recipe. So I looked at everything and I wrote everything that was in it down. There were carrots and celery and a little potato and this kind of thing. And I went home and it took me 6 tries. But on number 6, I got it down pat to the point that when I went back to Dallas another time and stopped at that same restaurant and ordered their tortilla soup, guess whose was better? Okay.
Yay. All righty. Now, see, we have to put that in our book.
Yes.
Last month, I did a ladies' luncheon here because we used to have the winery, and I ended up with about 15 ladies. Many of them used to come to the winery bistro, and some of them actually moved here after we had closed.
Right.
And so I made, all of these things that we used to serve, like little tiny jalapeno wine shooters, just white wine with a little slice of pickled jalapeno in it.
Oh, no kidding.
It's fun.
No kidding. How
Yeah,
fun.
and we made our own hummus, but I would put, the black Kalamata olives on it with some olive oil. But the key thing was smoked paprika on the top. Not just
Smoked
paprika,
paprika.
smoked paprika.
Yeah, so you have these little fun that little
Little
extra
clips.
thing that you stick in there. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah. And then we made this salad that my son had come up with, and it is a spinach salad. And we put Maytag blue cheese and of course spinach, sliced cherry tomatoes, and we would use blueberry craisins, but you can't find them anymore. So I
oh,
substituted it with pomegranate craisins.
okay. Uh-huh.
And this Maytag blue cheese. I couldn't find the Maytag, but I found another cave aged blue cheese.
Uh-huh.
Then he would make a dressing out of our red wine vinegar. And so I made that. So that was our salad for the luncheon. And then he had come up with this gourmet grilled cheese on 2 pieces of panini. And in the grilled cheese sandwich and he just made it for himself. And then it was so good that he let someone taste it and we put it on the menu. But it is, you take both sides, the outer sides of the bread and paint it with olive oil and paprika
Okay.
and a little bit of sugar and a little bit of cayenne. So it's kind of sweet and kind of hot. And then on the inside, we put smoked mozzarella, brie cheese, and little slices of lamb ham and grilled that sucker.
Oh.
Let me tell you, people would drive 200 miles for that. I'm serious. They would
Yeah.
say, I just got in from so-and-so up in the panhandle, I came here to get the grilled cheese sandwich.
Yeah, on that note, there's Cooper's Barbecue in Llano. I know you have one there in Junction too.
Uh-huh.
And I've seen people, oh yeah, we drove down from Midland, to
Oh,
get the Cooper's Barbecue. Yeah.
And I'll just tell you, the other thing that I ended it up with, and Michael made this also, is a dessert called Lemon Bliss. And it's made with Greek yogurt
Okay.
and some sugar and fresh lime juice. And we would take raisins and soak them for a couple of days in spiced rum. And then you take the raisin, and we made our own little tiny, just bread, but sweet croutons.
Was
So,
the yogurt plain or vanilla?
yeah, just plain.
Okay.
Just plain. But you put sugar in it and you put lemon juice.
Okay. Yeah.
And shredded coconut. Okay, so that's the base. So at the bottom of the container, you put these little sweetened croutons and the raisin, you take the raisins and, squeeze them out and put them in the yogurt. And you load it all up, and then we shaved dark chocolate on the top and a sprig of fresh mint. It is just a cacophony of beautiful taste.
I'm going to have to go look up that word.
A cacophony, it means a whole big outcry.
You have such a great vocabulary. But I'm going to start admitting when I don't know a word, I'm going to say, "What's that word, Jeanie?"
I'm telling you, it's so much better, than just like going, yeah, I know what that means. Yeah, I don't know what that means.
I'll ask the question.
I don't know, and I look them up.
Yeah. You don't know anything about writing music. That's my forte.
That's it. And, when you talk to me about music and playing the piano and stuff, I'm like, I'm clueless, but I love what you do. And I'm listening. I'm kind of like Ross Perot. I'm all ears.
Okay, so let's do. Okay, so we're reaching out to you ladies, you Bnow ladies.
And men, if men are listening, and like your husband or whatever, yeah, send us your recipes.
Beautifulnetworkofwomen.com and beautifulnetworkofwomen@gmail.com.
Huh?
Remember those and go to the website. We've got our phone number there, and we're going to start a new cookbook called Cooking with Love. And yep, that is awesome. I'm excited about this.
We can have those done for the retreat too.
Let's do it. Let's make it our project. Okay.
All right. Thank you. I'll drink to that.
I love you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.